How do you get started in trading?
A bit of peer pressure. And it helps you to find your entry and exit. Give us the knowledge of understanding economy, cycle. The biggest lesson learned is when to take profit.
Taking profit is always the hardest.
Yes.
Hi everyone. Welcome to today's very first SMT podcast. Today we have a special guest, Yu Yang, that's joining us. Before that, let's do an introduction. I'm Colin here. I've been doing as a reminder for the last maybe more than 20 years. About 6 years ago, I decided to take a break, and right now I've been heading this systematic trader program for the last 15 years. And today we have a very special guest, Yu Yang, here to share a little bit about his journey, how he got started, how he became part of our SMT community. And hey, welcome, Yu Yang.
Hi, well, thank you, Colin.
Yeah.
So, hi everyone, I'm Yu Yang. So, I joined the SMT in 2020. I think I'm batch 101. I'm currently working as an IT consultant. And yeah, I'm very pleasure to be able to join this podcast.
Yeah, so Yu Yang is very active in the Facebook group. We have a graduate Facebook group, close to 6,000 people inside.
Yeah.
And he's very active, posting, also posting about his stocks ideas. Even recently, it's more on the crypto, right? Talking things about crypto. So, and I'm very thankful that for him that within just a period of about 3 years, he's a very active member. Sometimes he will join me for poker at home and things like that. So what we're trying to build is really about a community, building a community together. So glad that you became part of our community also. So maybe can we just start, right, by asking you, like, how do you get started? How do you get started in trading, and what made you want to start to trade?
Actually, for trading, right, how did I started is I got introduced starting trading in 2016. It's not really trading, it's more investing.
Okay.
So starting, I think during that period, value investing was quite popular.
Okay.
Started to pick
Did you
up.
attend any course?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, value investing course.
Value investing course.
Okay.
One of my ex-colleagues, right,
Okay.
he was sharing about investing.
Okay.
Say, hey, you should go and listen and do some investing, have some financial literacy and
Okay.
this and that. Just a bit of background.
Okay.
He do a bit of Singapore and Malaysian stocks previously, and he got burned quite badly during the Malaysia incident.
Okay.
And so my mom is always saying, like, you better don't go and touch stocks and all this and that. Yeah. So anyway, it's because of my ex, so a few of us, we say, anyway, we got this introduction seminar, so we went to attend and get to know about value investing. And I think because since there's few of us, a bit of peer pressure, and then and so that's where I started my journey. I keep an open mind. I start learning about fundamentals, value investing.
Okay. That was in 2016. Okay.
Yeah. So after that, value investing, I don't know about charts. So charts was, technical trading was pretty new for me.
Okay.
One of the trainers there were actually starting a TA course. Right. That's where I started. Also, I think towards the end of 2016, 2017, I started to actually pick up technical analysis.
Through the trainer?
Through trainer.
Okay.
That's how TA come into my life and get familiarized with having some people saying having knowledge on FA and TA.
Yeah.
You call it FATA.
Yeah. Combine the two together. FA and TA, right?
Yeah. So that's how I start my journey, and I got more interested into TA as in, FA, I'm not really a fundamental kind of person. So,
but interesting. Why do you say that? I know, because I also similar journey as you. I started with fundamental first, learning a Warren Buffett method, things like that, and then I discovered TA. But for you, why do you lean towards more TA? Is there a reason? Is it because it's more objective, or what is the reason?
FA to me is like fundamentals. I read the books and all those. Those numbers to me, I see already like I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah. So
profit loss statement, or the balance sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to have some knowledge on FA. But I feel that it's a bit lagging in terms of data, right? Although fundamentally, if a strong company, right, the data will not change too much. But through technical analysis, I can really understand the flow or how the price is moving, the trends and things like that. So it gives me a bit more clarity in certain things, in certain ways. I realized that I can actually do trading also on using technical analysis, and somehow my interest got towards TA and yeah.
So maybe to conclude, maybe get you correctly, is sometimes you find that fundamental analysis can be a bit lagging because when they report the result is at least 3 to 6 months later. And the price that you're looking at in the stock market is not responding to that 6 months ago data.
Correct.
But rather that's what's happening right now and into the future. You find that using TA may be more objective way.
Correct.
Same thing for myself, when I discovered, I started with FA, read all the fundamental books and things like that. But at the end of the day, I also lean towards more TA. For me personally, it's just that it is more objective. If there is a strategy, I can test it out whether it works or not. But sometimes it may not work for fundamentals. Okay, so interesting, similar journey that we have over here. So how do you get started? How do you know about our SMT course?
Yeah, so in the COVID period, I remember it's during COVID period, the stock market crashed, right?
Okay.
Right. So that time, I got to know through MarketWise Asia, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So I get to know about you. I saw you actually were sharing very regularly. So, I mean, I need to continue learning and keep open mind. I need to have more edge towards my trading. So I continue to look for, educate myself, right? I think that's quite important. Collin, you were sharing every Monday. It was every Monday, right? And through the public group, right? So very, very nice. Through public group, so I follow your trades and stuff like that. Through that, I say, okay, I'll follow you, and then I actually tried out some trades and I got profited. So from the profit, actually, I say, why not I use the profit to join SMT?
Oh, smart. So you came for the course for free, even
Okay. Yeah, so that's how I actually joined SMT.
Wow, interesting. I don't know this part of the story. Okay, it's interesting. So you joined the public group first, and then from there you made the money, and then you came for the course.
Correct.
Okay. So how do you find after attending the course, because you have been very active right now in the community, but how do you find it like yourself? How does it help you in your journey?
Basically, there are a few things, right? Firstly, I think TGPS is one of things, is the tool, right? And then also the mentors like people like you and Mark and many people like Royston or even Jay was in the community, right? Are very helpful. We have lots of master classes. Of course, TGPS as a tool, it helps you to find your entry and exit very easily. But other than that, I think you guys have helped value add in terms of give us the knowledge of understanding economy, cycle, etc. Give us more edge towards our trading. I find it very holistic community, right? Actually, not a lot of communities actually is able to keep up with such kind of pace. Sometimes it actually, after a certain period of time, dies off, but the energy is still burning there. I mean, when I learn a lot of things, I get very excited. So sometimes I post to share, and also it helps myself to actually validate myself.
Consolidate your learning also.
Consolidate my learning. So sometimes I really scared that I really post too much.
No, it's good. It's good. I always believe that if the more you give, the more you get. And the reason why we also have the community is because trading sometimes can be very
lonely or boring.
And sometimes you may not have people to ask questions. You build a community around it, you can of course, give your comments, but you also can ask question over there.
Correct.
Yes, that's how when you become more seasoned, it can also help the earlier those people who are newer in the community too. Yeah. Just for context, for some of the people here who do not know what is Traders GPS, Traders GPS is basically a software that you use to chart the stocks. You can use it to filter, look for stocks to buy in the next 3 months, in the next 1 week, in the next 1 year. You can use the software to filter out, to look for stocks that are like this. And after that, after you filter out the stocks, you can apply the system to know the exact entry and exit. So just to give some context to the public if they don't know what is Traders GPS. And our Facebook group, after our training, which is over the weekend, then we will be, people like Yu Yang will be brought into the Facebook group right now, which right now have about 6,000 people inside the group. And I would say it's quite an active group, right? Yes or no? Yeah. And then we also support them with every 2 weeks, we have different master classes. We have that support the existing community. And we're doing this for quite a number of years. Quite a number of years. Every two weeks, must think of new ideas to post also. And myself, every week, I still conduct my weekly webinar. So like, if you attended the course, they say 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you still can attend our live Zoom every single week, which is something like quite unique. So after this, how has been your experience so far after joining the course in terms of your results? How has it been?
My results up and down.
Okay.
So basically, I'm in profit currently, but let's say I just joined SMT in 2020, right?
Okay.
So at that time, actually, my results were very good due to the COVID. The COVID actually wave, right? So the money flood in, Fed prints money. I think at that time, those who don't know how to trade also will make money.
Correct.
But after that, I think the market gets a bit challenging.
That's 2021.
2021.
Okay.
Right. So I managed to like hover around, right?
Okay.
I did not make a loss, but after that, when the market picked up, like recently in last year, I did profit about 30-40%.
Wow, that's very good. Because of course you compare that with the index. You compare that with the index, and if you don't trade, if you don't do anything, if you're better off the index, that is really very, very
But
good.
there's one thing is also, I think I started to do a bit less of stock trading.
Okay.
But because also Collin also introduced crypto.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to bring up this topic because I think you introduced Ethereum or crypto in 2020 as well.
Oh,
that's
yes.
Nice.
When Ethereum was $300.
Yeah. So I did shift my focus a bit to crypto now, right? And I think my crypto portfolio is also doing quite good. Ever since, just by this year alone, right? Since 2020, I think I made about 80% on the whole portfolio.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah. So just by DCA,
I think that's just good because like in 2020, I did a live Facebook live, right? Then the Ethereum was like $300, and I say, this is the time to buy right now. And a lot of people actually bought it during that period, during the COVID period, right? Yeah. I think besides just returns, which of course is good, like you got 80% returns for your crypto portfolio, 30-40% for your stock portfolio is good. But besides return, one of the very important thing is not just to look at results, because you can get lucky. You can get lucky, like you say, you mentioned in 2020, right? You can get lucky, right? But it's really about if market is down, when things go wrong, do you know what went wrong? And can you consistently and tweaking and improve yourself? I think that is where people do not understand it, thinking that trading is like luck or gambling. But in real life, trading is just a skill, a life skill that you learn and continue to hone that skill. I think that is the thing that I want to just share with people who are listening in today. Trading is a life skill that you need to continue to improve on. That's something that I want to share. Maybe you can also share with our audience and the people listening today your biggest lesson. after you have went through so many things,
Yeah.
what is your biggest lesson that you have learned, or your top 1 or 2 lessons that you have learned that you can share with the audience here today?
Biggest lesson. Okay, I think the past few years, right, as a trader, I think you really experience. I think I also hear a lot of feedback from previous seasoned traders that the past few years actually you really experience the full kind of cycle, the up and the down, right? That previous traders actually or investors don't really experience it in a short period of time. They maybe take 5 or 10 years to experience such kind of cycle. Having said that, I think it's also thankful that I have gone through this process and I have walked through this process so that it allows me to understand more what I should do next time in terms of my mindset and things like that. So a lesson learned is, to me, starting a trade is not difficult. It's always very easy because you put money on it.
Okay.
But the biggest lesson learned is when to take profit. I think it's the hardest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taking profit is always the hardest.
Yes, it's the hardest.
Yes.
Even for me now, I'm always trying to refine myself in ways to actually change my mindset in terms of taking profit. That I really need to take profit and keep it in my pocket, because with the money in your pocket, then you can actually really compound it. Because sometimes people say, oh, all right, you can compound, but without taking it and put it in your pocket, you cannot compound it, right? You have to come back down and then you ride the wave back up again.
Correct.
So that's one of the lessons that I learned. So yeah, need to be prudent in taking profit and do not be too greedy in a way, and have ways to take profit.
Got it.
Yeah, whether in the short term or long term, whether it's by various take profit levels or gradually scale out. There are many ways to do it.
Actually, you're right. Similarly, for me, the hardest part about trading is also about taking profit. It's not really about entry, because the entry is more or less fixed already. We have trader GPS, we have the setup, it's more or less fixed. But when you're in the money, when you sell, you're sometimes worried that it will go higher. Or if you don't sell, you're scared that it will go lower. So I think profit is really a skill. But I'm glad that you have moved away from the stage of knowing how to enter, exit, knowing when to cut loss, to taking profit. Because taking profit is really when you are taking small profit or you're taking big profit. And that is the biggest challenge in a lot of traders also. So I one of the things I want to share with the audience also is the community. The reason why we build a community, the reason why we do weekly webinar is because we want to continue to support, the existing people, the existing graduate, like young graduate, 3 years. Actually, 3 years is still not very senior. Yeah, we have rules 10, 15 years kind of thing, right? But the key is continue to grow. I think the good thing about Young is he continued to not only learn, but he continued to share what he learned in the community.
So, Colin, I just want to highlight another thing is about, I spoke about taking profits is very difficult, right? Another thing is that I think you also advocate a lot about giving. Yeah, through SMT, you always say, give and things like that, right? So I think giving is very important. It helps to so-called balance yourself, right? So that you will not be too, when you give, you will not be too greedy also.
True.
So I think that's also a very important thing to take away. It's something which I also started to learn in SMT itself. About giving.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Right. For myself, why give, right, is to tell money, right, that money is not the boss.
Correct.
I'm the boss. I can choose to give you away. That tells me psychologically when I trade, or tell me psychologically that trading or even money is not the boss. I am the boss of
So my 2024 goal was resolution is to trade well so that I can give more.
Wow, fantastic.
So instead of focusing on money, right? You focus on a goal that helps that money helps you to drive it, right?
Wow.
So naturally, maybe you will not focus too much in how much. Of course, you know how much you need to get or profit, but you not focus too much on the numbers.
Profit and loss.
The profit and loss, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But focus on how much you going to give.
Yeah.
In terms of a goal, how much you want to give.
Correct.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, and then I need to learn from you. Yeah. I do have a goal, but I'm not like written down and let's give this amount every year through my trading. Wow, fantastic. Thanks for sharing. I also learned from you about this and about thing of giving away. We also have this version I share. We have this SMT for community where we have this tagline called freedom to give, because when you give means you have the ability to also give, So we want to focus not just on making money, but after you make money, what do you do with this money? You want to give it away. You want to help those less fortunate. You also want to bless those that are people around you. So that's the reason why we trade. That's the reason why we continue to become better in what we do. So any last words for the audience here today?
If you don't do well in trading, don't give up, but continue to educate yourself. Trading is a journey, so it's like life, right? When you relate trading to life, there's a lot of correlation actually.
Correct.
Join a community that you can trade together, like SMT, and don't trade alone. I mean, it's lonely. It's when you have problems, don't have anyone to go to. Continue to explore possibilities and don't give up.
Wow, fantastic! Yeah. Things I learned from him about giving, things I learned from him about continuously improving yourself. And trading is really about life. You don't give up in life, so you should also not give up in your trading also. Fantastic. So thank you so much, Jiang, for doing this today.
No problem,
thank you so much, even though we are in the middle of this studio here today. But thank you so much, audience, for listening to our podcast. This ends the first podcast for SMT podcast. See you in our next podcast.